It says, I was watching the last half of Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue?
Yeah. Wow, I haven't got cable.
Yeah, I was watching Bar Rescue, with John Taffer, man. Great show, love it. Love how he just kind of goes in raging and he creates this, he brings the bars up to snuff when they're, sinking. It's great.
Except for the fact that my understanding is, like, go check out what happens to a lot of those bars afterwards.
Oh yeah, well, many of them go back to the old ways and don't give a shit.
And a lot of them fall apart, or they don't have the ability to keep up all the shit the way that they're supposed to. And
but that's what makes it interesting. The fact that here you have an opportunity, you got sponsors and people that are willing to invest in your bar, trying to rescue your bar from the clutches of bankruptcy, and it just behooves me how I have to say at least maybe a good 60 to 70% of them end up going back to their old ways again. It's just funny, I watched a couple of episodes. In fact, the one before this one had some guy who had a bar that had no real identity. I guess it was carved out of what used to be a strip bar, but it's a Caribbean guy, and he just didn't do any changes in the bar, and he was
There have been a few Chicago bars too.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw.
What is it? The Abbey was one.
The Abbey.
They renamed it, and then the Blue Frog was another that he.
Yeah, that was the one that was downtown. Yeah, and
it used to be the board game bar. It used to be the board game bar.
Right, exactly. I remember the board game bar. I mean, they came in and John was just kind of looking like the fuck. What are we in, like a toy? What are we like in a toy store? Are we like in a playhouse? And shit. And that lady who owned that place wasn't on board at first. It was funny, but then see, this is why you don't do business with family and stuff like that, because then it becomes hard to negotiate, or delegate, duties to that type of thing. And that's why, a lot of people,
duty.
Yeah, I did. And
you said duty.
I said duty. 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 He said duty.
What did he say?
Shit. Duty.
Yeah, we can do this for 2 more hours if you want.
Oh yeah, sure. I don't know.
You don't have to talk that long. I don't.
Well, we did do the show about nothing, so nothing we can't do that we can't surpass. All right. We do the show about duty.
Nothing you can sing that can't be sung.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, swing. Woo. I said swing.
No, that's not what I mean. Nah.
Well, okay. Well, anyway, so
I'm trying to think of it. I'm looking to see what's going on. Oh, okay, there's that. Yeah.
That, and I overdosed on this TV the last couple of nights, man. I mean, MGM must have.
What about that TV?
Well, no, it's called This TV.
And that TV.
It was This TV on that TV, which was run by MGM. It was all of their movies, of which a vast majority I had never even heard of. I mean, for the first time, I actually saw Cadillac Man with Robin Williams.
I've seen that, with Tim Robbins. Yeah,
my God, that's an old movie.
Yeah, that's old. Man.
I had never seen that one before. I didn't see. Oh God, there was, like I said, there was a bunch of '80s kind of like, '80s, kind of like 16 Candles style type movies that they were playing all afternoon on Sunday. Well, a lot of them. What? Well, like I said, like Cadillac Man. Then there was
that's not an '80s movie.
I think it was early '90s.
That's a '90s movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what were the other 16 Candles type movies?
Thank you.
I mean, they kind of went into the others, and I've long forgotten the titles. But all I know is I must have went through 4 or 5 of them on a binge yesterday. And just like, I'm thinking, where the
How
fuck
does that happen?
I don't know.
How do you binge 4 or 5 of them, but you can't remember one title?
No, that's what being old, that's what happens when you get old.
I didn't say it, you did.
I did.
I want to be clear that I didn't say that. You did.
No, I'm not blaming you for nothing. I did.
I know. I just want to be clear.
No, you don't need to be clear about it, Jeff. I get it. Yeah, that's what happens when you get old. Sometimes you go through binges of movies, and then after a while, one movie starts to look like another movie, and you're just like, okay. Today I saw what the hell, the one Will Ferrell movie with
that one.
That narrowed it down.
Okay, hold on. Old School.
Yes, Old School.
Yeah, that's what put him on the map, actually. That if it wasn't for the success of that film, it wouldn't have gotten Elf made.
Yeah.
Really? Are we sure about that? Really?
Oh, wait, no, that's right. It was already... I forget how the timeline of that worked.
Well,
because the studio didn't. They didn't think the Will Ferrell could be a leading man until they saw Old School or Schooled or Old Schooled.
Old School.
Okay.
Old School.
Yeah. Then they said, okay, then I think that what's.
I still find it funny because there are people who want to compare Old School. Are we recording or no?
Oh, yeah.
Good, because I want this on. I want this on the record.
All right, it's on the record.
Anybody who thinks Old School is like Animal House is full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I've had people try to tell me it's like the modern day Animal House, and I'm like,
no, it's
nowhere
near that.
No,
it's nowhere near that, and I will put that on record. Okay, Animal House is its own enigma. There will never be another Animal House, okay? They could get close to it, and people can strive towards it, but there will never be another movie.
Well, I'll take another strong take. Well, okay?
Yes, please.
Which is, if we're going to talk about movies that have gotten close to Animal House, give me PCU over Old School any day of the week.
Okay. Okay.
Have you ever seen that one, Mike? Have
No.
you seen that one? Okay. So that's Jeremy Piven. It's David Spade. I'm trying to remember who else is in that movie. George Clinton in the Parliament Funkadelic. What's his name? Jon Favreau.
Yep.
Is in that movie.
Jon Favreau.
Young Jon Favreau is in that movie. Very young.
Okay. Yeah.
I shouldn't say too young. I mean, we're talking much. I mean, this is way before
obviously
serious director.
We'll go with that. That seems nice. Earlier in his career, and then all right, I know, and okay, we're talking college movies. But I know maybe we're talking non-comparison to Animal
but I mean,
House.
it's all like Animal House is the epitome of a college movie. I mean, you can't. How do you go up from that? You can't.
Well, they raised the bar on that. Okay, you got the one about next Friday, which of course, and then what was the one where
next Friday? Isn't that the Ice Cube movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a college movie.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm sorry. There's a college movie where these bunch of cats ended up getting a scholarship to go to a college, but in order to get through college, they just ended up having to sell gargantuan amounts of weed. I'm trying to think of the movie.
How High? Are you talking about How High?
How High? That's it.
That sounds like an appropriate title.
Where with whatchamacallit with Redman and Method Man?
That's the one. How High? That's it.
That's not. You can't even put that on the same level. Come on, stop it.
I'm not saying it's on the same level. I'm just saying
that was horrible. That movie was really bad.
I'm not saying on the same level as Animals. I'm saying there have been a lot of college style movies made in the wake of the epitome of college movies.
That's the scary part. How is it we have gone, Animal House was what year?
80, 79?
Oh, no.
That was
No, it was...
I want to say,
okay, that was
78?
Okay, that was the one. Was that before or after the Blues Brothers?
78.
Because if it
78?
Yeah,
Okay.
So if it was before the Blues Brothers.
Okay, so 78, sorry, math is not my friend. Okay, so.
Mine neither.
What? 20 years would have been 98. And then, what am I talking about? We just had a 40-year anniversary. So, 43 years. How is it in 43 years? We haven't been able to get a college level, that kind of comedy to that kind of level ever again.
Because
how's that possible?
Well, because certain things are only meant to happen one time. Some things are just meant to happen one time only. I mean, when you have the right components of actors, writing, directing, filming, and then of course the story in of itself, very nostalgic. And no matter what year you graduate,
it doesn't have to be nostalgia.
College,
it could be set in modern day.
Yeah, it could be set in modern day.
It could be set in modern day, but does anybody really do that type of thing in modern day without it being hurtful or not part of the headlines of hazing and all of this other shit now? I mean, do they party like that anymore? Like that?
I can't answer those questions because obviously I'm not a college student. I haven't been.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, see,
I haven't been a college student. No, boy, I didn't want to say
I remember.
I haven't been a college student. Is it gonna be 25 years now? Holy shit!
Well, shit. Okay, look at me.
That I didn't want to know out loud.
I haven't been in the inside of a college, since I don't even remember when. But the time I went to college, some of those shenanigans were still going on. I'm sure probably the time when you went to college, some of those shenanigans were still going on.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Are you kidding me? Phew, I have stories from college. Holy shit.
That's what I'm telling you. It's because...
Pick up the phone. Hello?
I muted it.
Oh. Ask him for a Bissell Rug shampooer.
A pizza. It's like a pizza.
I'm sure they're.
We're trying to reach you about your extended warranty.
You got there before I did. Damn it! That's not fair. I was trying to get there and it just didn't get there fast enough.
You're getting old, Jeff. You're getting slow.
Yeah. Well.
That's what Close Encounters of the Third Kind was. Yeah. Richard Dreyfuss trying to get a hold of Richard Dreyfuss about his extended warranty. But college comedy films, you cannot topple The King of the Hill, which is Animal House.
Yeah. That's a very hard nut to crack. I know a lot of people have tried the whole teenage / college genre of motion pictures.
Well, teenage is different though than college, because. That's still a little different.
Okay,
we're talking high school.
Okay. Rodney Dangerfield, Back to School.
Well, that's...
Oh, yeah, no, that's it. Oh, wait, I didn't...
That was all right.
No, that goes up high enough.
Yeah, it's...
That's... The weird part is it's not exactly the same. But
I'm not saying it's
in that venue.
But I'm saying it's in that category of college comedy films.
All right, I'll give you Back to School. Back to School was a big hit. Was a big time hit. The cult classic.
Yeah. Try my total investors. No offense. There's some great lines in that. Yeah.
Is that the only?
How about St. Elmo's Fire?
That's not a comedy.
That's not comedy.
Well, it does have okay. Maybe because it has some comedic moments, but I know a lot of it is very dramatic.
St. Elmo's Fire.
There's no comedy in St. Elmo's Fire.
There's some very...
No, it's not. No one would call that a comedy, Ivan.
No.
No, I can't. I'm not saying it's a comedy. I'm saying it has some very...
Then it's discounted from this conversation.
But it had a lot of dramatic...
You know what it had?
Now, you want me to stick to the comedy part of it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the line.
Right.
That's what we're going on.
Wait, no. I was about to say it has a lot of naked Demi Moore, but that's about last night. My bad. My bad. That's not St. Elmo's Fire. That's
no. Okay, fine. All right, but here, what other college?
See, like for example, I mean, in terms of, like to me, one off the bat, I think about.
Or maybe should we go down to high school movies like?
Well, the high school movies. The amusing part to me is American Pie.
Well, I go to Weird Science when it comes to that. Weird Science.
Have you never seen American
but that's not
Pie?
That's not college.
No, that's not college. He's talking about high school.
Weren't you listening? I said that now going to high school movies. Yes,
American Pie. American Pie to me is probably
is a good franchise. It's a fabulous franchise. It is for a lot of it.
The first
one.
All of it.
I only saw the first one.
The first one, you really only need to see the first.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
There are a couple things here or there that aren't bad, but the first one's really like the one.
Well, yeah, okay, there you go. Then you have, then of course, easily you can go to 16 Candles. You could go to Pretty in Pink. You can go.
Yeah, but those aren't comedies.
You don't think 16 Candles are comedic?
No.
They're teen dramedies, but they're set in high school.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And this is why we went. We went from college. Now we're going into the high school. Since the college one, we've all established that Animal House is the epitome of college motion pictures. Right. Who's going to top that? I mean,
in the college realm,
that's like trying to top the Blues Brothers. They tried the Blues Brothers 2000, and that was a fart in the wind. Okay.
When I flew back from California in '98. I took a red eye out of LAX to Chicago, and the in-flight film was Blues Brothers 2000, and I wished I could sleep.
Yeah,
I prayed for sleep.
It totally sucked ass. I'm sorry. I am not a fan of Blues Brothers 2000, not at all.
No, a few people are.
So I googled it. I googled college comedies.
I googled?
Yeah, that too.
You become a ghoul? Are you turning into a monster now? What's going on here?
Would you like me to? I could be that person.
Oh, no, but I thought you were already. Okay, keep going.
No. So I googled college comedies just to see what the hell that would pop up.
Okay.
And they're saying, here's some, it says popular, and the one that they popped from 2018, and it was all right. I did see it was Life of the Party with Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah. It was okay.
Neighbors with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, which I have seen. It's all right. It's not.
Not to be confused with Neighbors with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd.
That's the one.
This is the one with Seth Rogen where the fraternity is next door, and I've seen it. It's more of a darker film.
Like the one with Dan Aykroyd.
That was dark.
That's pretty dark.
Now, in fairness, see, here's the funny part. They start going to Accepted was an interesting one, which is 2006 because it's Louis Black, Justin Long. That is an underrated one. But I wouldn't put it that. I would say it's a cult I would say it's a cult film.
It's a cult film. Okay.
That's a cult film. Old School is obviously very, very well known. Here's one we didn't think about.
What's that?
Along the lines of Back to School. Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Problem is that film doesn't age well.
Good. The first one was good. The second one was okay. Here, let's go on the Yam Man scale. The first one I would have to give 4.5 because that was really good. The second one I would have to go with 3, and then it kind of drops off after that because I think they kind of stretched the whole thing much too far. Just suffered from just trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel for the same type of laughs.
I don't know. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
But the
hey guys,
they list Pitch Perfect as a college comedy, and it technically is, but I wouldn't go there.
College, okay. Pitch Perfect. It's a case where you got a bunch of groups in competition with each other, and all right.
See, to me, that's more of That's more of a Glee kind of thing, and I don't consider that really college.
And it does have funny moments, but I think it's more of a competition type of thing, with Pitch Perfect. And then
in fairness, the second one's better than the first one in some ways.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, I'll give you that. But
the third one's horrible. The third one's absolutely horrible.
Well, yeah.
I saw bits and pieces of the first one. I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, having a daughter,
it's not bad.
I got to see all of them having a daughter, and yeah, I can assure you.
That last one was bad.
2 was better. 3 was shit.
That was absolute garbage.
3 totally sucked balls.
They list House Bunny. I've seen
House
that.
Bunny was funny. House Bunny was funny. Okay, I did see it. It's funny, being overtly sexually funny, but funny nonetheless. It did have some of the, but I think House Bunny kind of falls along the same line as, say, Old School. It kind of falls along that type of sensibility to me. That whole let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get and real life has served us shit, so let's try to relive a life we once had. It's kind of like that. It's like, okay.
Well, it's funny. Like I'm looking at different things here. Like they're listing was Super Bad college? I don't think was that really college?
Super Bad.
If it's in the title, I presume they go to college.
Well, Super Bad college, I don't know.
No, it's not a college. I'm not.
Oh, the movie's Super Bad.
The movie's Super Bad. I just didn't remember that being a college.
The only time I remember, okay, and you guys are gonna laugh at me. Here I go, the old geezer.
Probably.
Super Bad. I think of the blaxploitation film Super Bad.
No, not that one.
Yeah, okay.
Not that one. Not that one at all. Now, in fairness, okay, there is one here that is a classic, and it's been in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Van Wilder.
Oh, well, is that part of the National Lampoon? Movie?
The original Van Wilder would Ryan. This is a movie that puts Ryan Reynolds on the map. Quite frankly, is Van Wilder. I mean, this is the role that pretty much that basically Ryan Reynolds becomes a leading man on and never looks back. Is Van Wilder?
This is the movie that made him, pretty much.
You've seen it, right, Mike, or no?
I might have seen some of it. I don't remember. I might have seen some of it on cable.
Van Wilder's the one where he hasn't left college in 6 years. It's longer than that. I can't remember how many years. He's literally hasn't left college. He's doesn't want to grow up.
There was another movie I remember where it was some rich kid who kept sending some brain in his place to go to college for him.
I don't know about that one.
How was that other one with Val Kilmer?
Oh, Real Genius.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a typical 80s film. That was totally 80s film.
They do list Legally Blonde as a college film. I guess that's
because she goes to law school, which is kind of a college, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but didn't she come from a college before she went to law school?
Right. I mean,
yeah,
I guess.
So,
hey, look.
Well, you learn law in college.
Yeah, I was going to say, grad school, I guess technically, or law school is technically a college thing. I don't. Okay, so I feel a little bit better about some of this. That's not been a devoid wasteland.
It's not like it was like Animal House is way at the top, and there's nothing at the bottom of the trash.
It just seems like it sometimes where it's like you forget.
I think it's because it's been out of sight, out of mind, and unless you're really looking for these types of movies,
they're not they don't stand out.
Exactly, they're not like
but you know what, Van Wilder does stand out. Although it'd be funny to see Van Wilder today. I wonder how that goes over with the woke crowd. There's some stuff in there where it's like,
yeah, but a lot of what happened in the 80s and 90s would never gel.
No, that's not the 80s and 90s. That's 2002.
Okay, well, even in the 2000s. Okay, now giving our world now, the way it is right now, the time that we're in right now, do you think many of these movies would actually translate? Would it become the creeper kind of, type factor in a lot of cases now?
I don't know.
With a lot of these,
I don't have a great answer. I think it's one of the reasons why. I think it's one of the reasons why comedic movies has floundered. They have floundered in the last
decade.
Not even just the last decade. I mean, even more in the last decade. I mean, where it's just more difficult than ever lately to get.
I think it was the last big comedy was like Something About Mary?
I think so.
No. Whatchamacallit is what about 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was huge.
It was big for Steve Carell.
That was big for Steve Carell.
We
saw that together, me and you, Mike.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I don't remember seeing that in the theater.
Yeah, you saw that. Remember? You kind of
Yeah, I did not see that in the theater.
We saw it though.
No, I didn't. I did not go to the movie theater to see the film. I saw it on cable. You are misremembering.
I saw it with somebody in the theater.
Well, yeah, you saw it with somebody. Oh, wait. Why were you going without Mike? What are you thinking about?
I remember now. I saw it in the theater. I told you about it, and you just kind of, you kind of natch about the premise of it because I kind of said, well, it kind of reminds me a lot about you, and you kind of gave me a look. That's what happened. Okay, sorry.
So here's interesting. I pulled up something from. Now I don't know how recent this has been updated. It's something called FromTheNumbers.com, and it says the all-time worldwide box office for comedy movies. Again, don't quote me on this. I'm trying to see when this was updated last.
All right, fine.
But I'm trying to figure out when it was last updated because...
Yeah, you don't want to give up any old...
Well, so it doesn't seem to want to tell me... Well, in fairness, there's something here from 2019. So at least 2019. Okay. I'm a little shocked at what number one of the all-time highest-ranked comedies of all time. Now, in fairness, keep in mind they're not adjusting for inflation. They're talking about money, if you understand what I mean.
Total box office gross.
Yeah. So some of the things you guys might be thinking about may not be as high as you might think they are.
All right.
Like, because honestly, I'm looking at what's number one, and I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, I guess.
Don't leave us hanging.
I thought maybe you might want to guess, but okay, guess not.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll go top 10. Okay. Now, I don't know how this gets put on the list as a comedy, but Rain Man is at number 10.
Rain Man was not a comedy. That was an Oscar bait.
Yeah, I know.
That was Dustin Hoffman's Oscar bait.
How does Rain Man? And now I'm insulted. Okay.
Well, again, I don't know why they're listing that as.
I mean, how would you go ahead and oh my God, here we go. Ivan's on a rant now. Okay.
Ivan can wait. Let me finish the list.
Okay, finish your list.
Let me keep going on the list and see.
Okay, that's fine.
Number 9 is Sex and the City.
Oh, the film? Okay, I guess.
Yeah, the film. Well, yeah, women. No, women were all over that. Keep in mind, just because we weren't, women were.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 8 is Mrs. Doubtfire, which I can.
That was great.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was one of
the films to be remembered for.
Yeah, Robin Williams, done and done. That was fabulous.
Number 7 is The Hangover, which that's.
Yeah, I would have to say yes to that. Yes, I would have to say yes to that too.
Number 6, and this is impressive because it's the oldest one in the top 10, Home Alone.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I can give it that. Yeah. All right.
Absolutely. Home Alone.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. That's the reason why they always want to keep bringing that thing back. Number 5 they claim is Bruce Almighty, which it is a good movie.
But
keep in mind we're talking about growth. We're talking about box office gross, and we're talking about Steve Carell.
Yeah, we're not talking on the whole.
Right. Keep in mind we're talking about box office worldwide grossing. We're not talking about somebody
not
making a list.
Okay, it's not like okay, I got you. Okay, go ahead.
But that makes sense because you're talking. I mean, think about who's in Bruce Almighty. You got Jim Carrey, Morgan Freeman, Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Number 4 is something I don't know what it is. Less Intouchables? I've never heard of this.
Which one?
I have no idea. It's Les Intouchables. I don't know what French that film is. Maybe. Number 3 is Meet the Fockers. Number 2 is Ted, about the talking teddy bear. Number 1, and this is a little surprising, according to them, is The Hangover 2.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I can't help but think it's a little stilted, but towards
well,
that.
Of course, it's going to be still. It's still. Of course, it's going to be. Here, wait. Let's see. Here is Wikipedia, a list of the highest-grossing comedy films. So let's try that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, this is adjusted for inflation, supposedly. Supposedly, as of okay. And even this is not going to help you with the numbers that you think. Because it says already I'm looking at this list, and a lot of it is more recent, even with all of that. Like, the number 1 film, according to this, is Incredibles 2.
But class that more as like family, more than.
Well, they look at it.
It's like family-oriented film.
Well, again,
okay.
I'm just going by Wikipedia. I'm like, okay, they got the Minions at 2, Despicable Me number 3. I mean, I'm looking to see, okay, like the first 2 things I'm seeing that as I'm aware of, that are actual people, are at 9 and 10, and it's Deadpool 2 and Deadpool.
Okay.
Again, I don't know what they're using for the classifications of this.
Weird.
So what's your favorite Animal House scene? Like you get the DVD, you want to skip to your favorite part. What scene do you watch in Animal House?
Oh my gosh, my favorite Animal House scene would have to be when Blutatsky tries to put the horse in the dean's office and ends up firing the gun. The horse dies.
Oh, the stable scene where he has the gun.
Yeah,
and he kill the horse flounder.
Yes,
and the horse just dies, so they put it in Dean's office.
Exactly. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Yeah.
Hooves up, upside down. Might be like the final scene in the city where they crash the parade.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Mine is, even to this day, the Bertowski speech is one of the greatest speeches in the history of film.
Oh, that was the single most greatest speeches on film. Oh my God.
One of the greatest speeches in film history.
Rolling. Yeah,
it's like, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Germans, never mind, he's rolling. It ain't over now.
No.
Hell no.
I remember quoting that film, and I think it was the first time I got to use the F word in front of my parents, and they didn't get mad at me because they were laughing.
Oh my! But I mean, in a movie full of our favorite scenes, of so many great scenes in one motion picture. I mean, I like it when they went over to the club and they all walk in and everybody just freezes when they look at them walk in. And then,
do you mind if we dance with your dates?
And then he blows the hand, and all you see is this big, beefy black hand and this little woman going on.
What are you majoring in? Primitive cultures. Oh yeah,
And now we're going to do our next song, Shamalama Ding Dong. And I hope you like it.
And of course, the Toga Party was great.
Toga Party.
Yeah.
Toga! Love it. Great,
the grocery
great
store
film.
scene where they're otter, what was it? They're loading him up with the meat in his sweater.
Oh yeah, when they were going to
the grocery store.
I like the one where he ends up, the one girl that ends up coming to the frat house. He takes her up into the bedroom, and then of course his conscience on his shoulder. Fuck her, suck her tit. You know you want to.
Yeah, the devil and the angel on his shoulders.
Yeah, that still cracks me up. And then he takes her home in a shopping cart and leaves her in the front door.
Then he finds out later she's 13. It's like, yikes.
Oh yeah.
And she's just smiling from the cart. A big old cheesy smile, but she's all loaded with booze. And when she falls out and he pulls the bra, and there's all this tissue stuffing coming out of there.
Classic.
It's a great movie. I mean, I think a testament to John Belushi and his comic genius and the few movies that he ended up making. I mean, 1941 and The Neighbors and Animal House and The Blues Brothers. And then everything he did on SNL. I mean, it's just such a comic testimony, the likes of which I don't think we'll ever see again. You know, if they do, that's a hard act to follow. It's
always funny too, because, you know, you hear about the stories about how Ghostbusters was originally supposed to be.
Right. Dan was writing Ghostbusters with John in mind when he died.
Right. And Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
It was supposed to be Eddie Murphy, John Belushi, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd. I mean,
that would have been fucking dynamite. Now they
made a lot of money on that movie as it is, but could you imagine?
That would have sent it into the stratosphere, if not beyond the orbit, man. Had that lineup,
it's funny how things work out, you know.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. True.
It's like I just found out because of the 35th anniversary of the film. Was it Sylvester Stallone's Cobra?
Yeah,
they wanted to put him in a film where he wanted all the comedy out. He revised the script and cut out most of the comedy, and then that eventually turned into Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Did he? Wow, that's funny.
Wow. Because I remember Cobra. I mean, I love the 1951 Mercury he drove in that movie. It was just like, it was just awesome. Awesome. I'm cute. You know, and again, you got another actor.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know, he
got another. My mom will shoot.
Oh yeah, they did eat a lot of shitty comedies.
And then the one with Dolly Parton. He did the Dolly Parton one where he, what was it, Rhinestone?
Rhinestone,
yeah. Yeah.
And there was another one. There's another one. There's a bad comedy where he did.
There was one where he was a mob boss trying to protect his daughter.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, that was.
That's where I'm going too. That was bad too.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Schwarzenegger when I'm thinking of Kindergarten Cop. Okay, never mind.
No, that's the period where Schwarzenegger was doing the good movies like that. And Stallone
was doing the bad films like that.
Yeah, Stallone was doing all those. We were like, oh boy.
But I did like Schwarzenegger in True Lies. That was a good movie.
Well, yeah.
That was on a lot of levels there.
Wow, look. You know, I think that there were a lot of boys in the 90s, and maybe some older men in the 90s. That scene with Jamie Lee Curtis with the dance moves, where literally it's like, where like there have been people who've been hot for years who are like, I've been looking for this for decades. I will use this as Spanko material for the rest of my life.
Oh my God! I'm sure there's a lot of bootleg posters over in that scene making the rounds at the time that was made. I'm sure, you know, for the wackadoo room.
You know, it's funny. Tia Carrera, after that movie, everyone thought she was gonna be like
after Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So it's True Lies to Wayne's World.
Yeah.
And it was like she's gonna be the new It girl, and it really didn't materialize. I mean, she did other stuff, and
but
she still had a career, but not the career we all thought she was going to have.
Well, I mean, I remember her in one movie. I can't remember it now, but I know there was one scene when she was changing out of her clothes, and when she popped out of her bra, I was like, "Oh."
I don't. You know, it's like
it's out there.
Hold on. What other stuff? I mean, she's done some other stuff, but not to the level.
Well, not to the level of
notoriety. No.
Check out Tia Carrere.
I know she had a.
Wasn't Tia Carrere doing voiceovers too for a while?
Maybe.
Tia Carrere has done a lot of stuff. I mean, let's be clear. We're not sitting there dissing her career. She's had a phenomenal career on her own.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that her career is quite eclectic. I think that's a good word to use.
I don't know about eclectic, but
well, selective. I don't know.
It's just been different.
It's just like Elizabeth Pena. You know, in most of the movies I've ever seen her in, she's either some kind of worker, or she's pregnant, or she's in trouble in some kind of way. You know, and
I mean, even now she's technically working. I mean, she did some. I'm looking at stuff here where she did something called AJ and the Queen. I don't know what that is.
Who's that? What was that called?
I mean, she's AJ and the Queen. I mean, it looks like she did an episode of Blue Bloods. I'm looking to see something called Showdown in Manila. She did an episode of Family Guy. She did 2 episodes of Hawaii Five-0. I'm looking to see just in general what's here.
That's the new Hawaii Five-0 that's currently making the rounds.
I mean, I know she did a lot. She's done a lot of B movies. Okay, apparently she did Scooby-Doo Incorporated.
Okay.
Which I've never... for a period of time. I'm just looking at
and the voiceover. Okay, yeah.
She's done there's a few here where it's like, I don't recognize these shows. Like, she did something called In Plain Sight.
In Plain Sight? Or is it Plain Sight or it's In Plain Sight?
In Plain Sight.
Oh, okay, because In Plain Sight is a television show.
Right, that's what she did. Like I said, she's been doing a lot of work over the years, whether it be TV or whatnot. Like, apparently she did 3 episodes, and I haven't seen Curb Your Enthusiasm. She had 3 episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like I said, I didn't realize she was in... Like I said, she has worked consistently. Duck Dodgers. I'm just trying to look to see if there's anything major. I didn't realize she was in Johnny Bravo. That's funny.
Johnny Bravo? The movie Johnny Bravo?
No, the cartoon. The cartoon.
Oh, okay, because there was a movie called Johnny Bravo at one time. Okay.
No, they were talking about the cartoon.
Okay. Cartoon.
Yeah, not that one.
That's when Cartoon Network was really good.
That's when its heyday with Tartakovsky.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently she was the voice for Nanny and Lilo and Stitch. Did not know that. Here's what I was thinking about. She did that. This is the show I'm thinking about. She did Relic Hunter for 66 episodes. That was kind of like that, what do you call it?
Oh, like the American Pickers?
No, it's American Pickers. No.
Well, you say Relic Hunter. Well, okay.
Well, no, it was like back, that's the time frame when it's like you had your Andromedas, your Herculeses, all that kind of stuff. She was doing a show.
Some of those low-budget weekly adventure shows.
Yeah, one of those. Right, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I see. Okay.
Exactly. She did a bunch of those. But yeah, I mean, in fairness, she's been working.
Alaska Woman and Diana Girl. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, she's been working she's been working consistently for a long time. So, I mean, oh God.
Well, good on her that she keeps working. That's good.
Well, here's the problem. See, it's funny. You're right, by the way, Mike. I was wrong.
Of course.
I was wrong.
Was there any doubt?
I was wrong that she had done Wayne's World. She had done Wayne's World before, Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2, and then did True Lies. Mm-hmm. Of course, here's where your career might have been. Here's a bad career choice that you should have not considered. Anything that stars Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, that's probably where your career went sideways. Is you did
Well,
Pauly Shore.
the last time I heard the voice of Pauly Shore was in the Goofy movie and the Extremely Goofy movie. That was the last time I heard anything on Pauly Shore.
But he tours now.
Oh,
He
okay.
does stand up.
Yeah, well, his mom. What's the famous comedy place out in L.A. that is it the Comedy Store? Yes, it's the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
The Comedy Store was her.
Was her place? Was something?
She ran the Comedy Store. That she owned it. So
growing up with these comedians,
right. So Pauly's always had like comedic respect.
Okay.
I mean, truth be told,
and then he made Biodome.
Well, I mean, look. Let's be honest.
At least that one was better than Pluto Nash.
Hey, I'll there's a part of me where I just want Pauly Shore's years on MTV because he had to be getting like nobody's business, like going to spring break, being Pauly Shore on MTV.
Yeah, he could have gotten some serious tail.
Oh my God, serious tail. I don't think he even had to work. I think it's kind of like that scene in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where he's like, you 10:30, you 10, you 10:15, you 10:30, and bring friends.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was what it was like. That's just... Anyway. So Ivan, do anything interesting this week?
Ivan.
Did
we lose Ivan?
He's probably eating.
Hey, Ivan, how you doing?
I'm sorry. I got a call from Jules. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay. Well, Jeff, so we'll go you next.
Oh, me? Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What did I really get to this week? Oh, gotta start here. So I sat down to watch Tenet, the Christopher Nolan film.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
This is gonna be good.
Oh my fucking God! On a scale of one,
head in his hands.
Oh, yeah. I did actually, believe it or not, just now.
Sorry.
On a scale of 1 to 5 Yamants, I give it a negative 20.
Really?
Oh my God! I want my fucking time back. How in the hell did Warner Brothers think that movie was going to make a lot of money over the summer? You have to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet to like that movie. You really do. You have to be the person.
Either that or the smartest.
Absolutely.
Because the way the story, the way it's told, with time travel, it's.
Have you seen it?
No, I've heard about it. But how you got to wrap your head around this crazy story because of time travel and
so bad. It's so bad. I mean, it's basically, all right, we're not really going to have a plot. We're just going to have a lot of, like, special effects and cool fight scenes and cool different scenes that we do with cool special effects because I got a budget. I'm going to fucking use it because I'm Christopher Nolan. That's basically what this thing looks like. And it's like, dude, no, this is, and the worst part is, what little plot there is, hour and a half in, I'm like, I already know what the fuck's going to happen.
Oh, you figured it out.
I bet. It wasn't hard.
Okay.
Jesus. I don't understand anything about it. Hour and a half in, I'm sitting there going, do I really want to watch the last hour? Because I think I know what the fuck happens. I think I know I understand the whole thing. I think I get it. I think I get what's going to go on. Yeah. Not only was I right, it wasn't done. There was no, how do I put this? There was nothing that really happened in which, the best way to put this is, there's nothing that really happens in which I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, well that was unique and different. I mean, look, I guess if you really like those movies where things blow up and you see like Matrix type effects and that kind of shit, you're gonna love this movie. I'm gonna fucking love it. If you at some point want a plot, and you want to actually have something where you're literally not sitting there for the first hour and 60 minutes and going, why am I watching this? This is not your movie. Not at all. Man, I don't even know how it made the money it made in this. And the worst part is, there were critics
during the
all
pandemic.
summer. Right, and they put it out in the theaters, and if you remember, critics are like, "Oh, it's so wonderful." What were they watching? Holy shit, that was horrible.
Did it win Oscars for special effects?
No, did it? Maybe.
Visual effects?
I don't
maybe?
know.
I don't know.
Maybe. You know what visual effect it needs? Me taking a dump on the goddamn reel.
Hot steaming dump on, hot steaming dump on the reel.
Oh my god! I mean, just bad. Bad. I mean, they should be thankful that movie did not come out during a pandemic. They should be thankful for a pandemic, because if that movie had come out when it was supposed to, and if they were wrapping their brain and hoping that movie was going to help them with their summer blockbusters, they were fucking crazy. It would have been one of those, the first weekend, a whole lot of people went to go see it, and everyone would be like, that is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And then, or honestly, it'd be basically, well, it can't be that bad, I'm gonna go. So they'll get some people that way. People who will sit there and go, Jeff, you're full of shit, you don't know what you're talking about, and then they'll walk back in and go, yeah, that was bad. Yeah! I told you it was bad. I mean, my favorite is...
And you know, when Jeff says it's bad, it's bad.
I mean, I literally was like, about 90 minutes in, I'm like, I should turn this off. I mean, I'm like, seriously. My favorite is, I'm like, all I did was on my Facebook page, I go, well, about time to finally see what this one's about. Oh my god, all the comments too, because I'm like watching it and I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not as bad as they think it is. Oh my god, yes it is, and it's worse. And I'm like, oh my god, and people are like just sitting there and they're like, wait, hold on, let me see if I can find the comments. I mean, literally.
Yeah,
let's defend
some of the commentary about Tenet.
No, literally people like, why are you watching it? And I'm like, too late. Where were you like an hour and a half ago?
Were people defending the film in the comments?
No, the other way around. We're literally
bad.
They were like, literally like trying to. By the time I saw their comments, I was already in the movie. It was people like warning me, like, stop watching it. It's bad. Let's see. Well, we'll start with the first question. The first one was from a friend of mine named Rich Hopkins. He's like, tempted on this one. The next comment is, if you figure out the plot, let me know. In fairness, someone did try to defend it. The movie is a lot of work.
That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I heard.
This person's comment, the next comment from the person who said there, who told me, like, let me figure out plot, let me know, is it requires a few viewings, I think. It's a 2.5-hour movie. Someone sat there and said, see it in a theater, fun watch the first time though. The first time through. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't agree with that one at all. And somebody said I should watch this. And someone said Tenet is easily the most difficult Christopher Nolan plot I've ever tried to follow. The climatic scene made my brain explode. This is when it gets bad. This is when it starts to get bad. Someone's recommendation was watch it with the subtitles. It helps. That's not good.
Why? Why would the subtitles help?
I don't know. It didn't. Maybe to understand what the hell was going on.
Maybe help you to follow along. Maybe.
Yeah, to follow along. Now we start the fun. I watched it all and hated it. Don't. To which my comment was, where were you 90 minutes ago?
You should travel back in time and tell yourself not to watch Tenet.
You know, here's my comment that I wrote at the time. Almost 2 hours in, and I'm like, what's the point? Why do I care and who gives a shit? At this point, I'm watching because I'm curious. I'm curious.
I haven't let him read this comment.
I'm curious if they ever give me reasons to do any of those. Someone asked me, does it look at least cool cinematography? Yeah, you'd find it cool, yes. Someone's like, I gave up in 15 minutes. I gave up 15 or so minutes in. Yep,
Wow.
same.
15 minutes.
Somebody sat there and said, "Is there a Snyder cut, assholes?" Someone says I gave up in it pretty early, but my husband watched the whole thing. He couldn't explain what it was going on. This is when I began. This is when I began my rant of I want 2+ hours of my life back. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, someone's like, all the hype just pointless nonsense, and it's like someone's like, good luck with that. And I was like, it's horrible. Nolan tried too hard to be clever and hurt bad here. Someone asked me, so is it an entertaining waste of 2.5 hours, or should I watch Wonder Woman 84 instead?
Ooh.
So Wonder Woman 84. No. It took me a second after he said that. I said Wonder Woman 84 by far, but that was 6 or 7 out of 10. I'll take that over the personal story shared about this thread Tenet. Somebody else said I turned it off in 90 minutes. It's one of those movies we must watch more than once to understand. It took me 3 tries. It's like, no way, I'm not watching this thing 3 times. It's a lot of time.
I mean, you watch a movie 3 times just because you find it entertaining, not because you're like, I need to figure out what happened in this damn film.
I am not giving 3 times. Do you understand that 3 times is that's 2.5 hours? No way.
That's 7.5 of the hours you're investing in a life trying to figure
no
this
way.
out.
No fucking way. No way.
All right, let me watch The Lord of the Rings.
I'd rather watch the Snyder cut twice than watch that movie.
I'd rather watch The Lord of the Rings once, all 3 of them.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd rather watch. Yeah.
You know, I've watched it, and I never watched the extended cuts. Like when the DVDs first came out, I watched some of the deleted scenes, but I never sat and watched like the entire thing. I picked and choose because I know they've added, Peter Jackson's added a lot more footage and more scenes, added more. When the Blu-rays came out, I know they added more scenes and shit, but never did that.
Here, I'm gonna probably lose a little bit of my nerd card here when I say this. Yeah, Lord of the Rings was okay. It wasn't great.
Oh, the third one was a good payoff at the end.
Oh, I guess.
The Battle for Helm's Deep was pretty good, man.
All I can think of is have you ever seen Clerks 2?
Yeah, I saw Clerks 2. Yeah, I know the line. Yeah, it's walking. Yeah.
It's like movie 1, they walk. Movie 2, they walk. Movie 3, they walk and they drop a ring in a fucking volcano. That's it. That's the goddamn freaking thing.
And then there's the, why didn't they just use the eagles to fly into the mortar? Yeah. Because that would have made a 10-minute film.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
It might have been better if it was 10 minutes. I don't know. Maybe they should have got an inspirational speech from Rudy over there.
Yeah. Right.
Potatoes. Yeah.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Rudy Rudiger, or whatever the hell his name is.
Hey, that's one of my favorite sports films of all time. Was Rudy.
Really?
Yeah. It was great. He finally, when he fights the whole way just to get that one play.
I've heard bad stories about him in real life, though.
Oh, about the person who was in the film?
No, the real Rudy Rudiger.
Oh, the real Rudy. Okay.
The real guy. I heard some stories.
Oh, okay.
None of them are good. None of them are good.
Oh. Well, we're all, he's the hero of the film, so they gotta, make some embellishments and make some
things like no, not that way. Like afterward now.
Afterward, like after he did
it. Like after the movie came out, being like showing up at like pep rallies at Notre Dame and like being like, "Hi, I'm Rudy Rudiger," that kind of thing.
Okay.
That kind of reminds me of another movie like Chester Bartlett. You guys ever see that?
Who?
What?
I Am Chester Bartlett.
Nope, can't say I've seen that one.
That was one of the movies I saw on Sunday. It was called Chester Bartlett, about this kid who had a father that was in the penitentiary.
Wait, now you're remembering the movies that you saw on Sunday? We asked you earlier. It's like, okay.
Right, and it finally came back to me. When you said that, it clicked.
All right, fine. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I need to bring out in terms of what happened this week for me? Or
you mean Charlie Bartlett?
Charlie Bartlett, right.
Not Chester. Yeah, it was Chester. Charlie Bartlett.
That was good. That one was good.
Okay. Anton Yelchin, the late Anton Yelchin.
That's not even a 90s film. Or an 80s film.
That's an 80s film. That's what
Charlie Bartlett was in 2007.
Right.
All right. Well, then it was a 2007 film.
Yes, it was.
Ivan, you're killing me.
Right, so what else you do, Jeff?
Oh, I spent the whole afternoon watching 80s comedies like Charlie Bartlett from 2000.
And Chester Bartlett. Who?
Okay, guys, go ahead. Crack wise at my geezer now.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm just that's the part where it's like, did you watch 80s movies or did you not watch 80s movies?
Well, they all look like they were 80s movies to me. Okay, I don't sit there and look at the...
Except the one from 2007 where they're holding an iPhone.
Well,
wow.
Hey, they had cell phones back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, they're called brick phones.
Yeah,
Have you ever watched Saved by the Bell? Zach Morris with the gigantic phone in
My
the
first
bag?
cellular phone was a purse, pretty much.
Yeah, that giant bag.
Yeah, the bag
That's
phone.
the reason you had it. Yeah, the bag phone. Which was awesome because God forbid anybody ever attacked you. You could smack them up in the head with that thing and it
swing
worked.
it, man. So what else did you do, Jeff?
I'm trying to think. Did I do anything else of note or consequence?
Just try to figure out what Tenet was about.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing. I did watch the next 2 episodes of Hacks. They were good. They weren't great. I thought the first 2 episodes were better, but I'm still gonna watch it. It's half hours, so no big deal. I'm trying to think of anything else.
And you said you're struggling with Superman and Lois.
Yes. Do we want to talk about that now or no?
No, we can get into that a little later.
Did you get?
No, I did not watch any more.
Dude, all I'm gonna say is, here, we can do this now.
All right, let's do it real quick.
I'll just
do it now because I forget it.
Which is just, I can't fucking stand that Jordan kid.
He's Frodo. He's got the Frodo hair.
It's not even that. He's a whiny little bitch. I'm tired of it.
My family sucks. My dad is the strongest man ever. Nobody understands me.
Yeah, literally, seriously. It's like the worst Dawson's Creek ever. It's like, it's like, my God. I mean, I understand it's CW and you have to do like stuff for you're trying to get the younger audience and skew, but it's like, man, holy cow. It's just like, and just too much of this kid. It's like,
he sounds like Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Oh no, I take Screech over by Saved by the Bell like by a lot here.
that's a lot.
Look, it's just, the sad part is some of the other stories are somewhat interesting. What I'm frustrated about and where I'm having trouble is, at this point is, seriously, I'm kind of like, there's too much with this, and I get Jordan's the one with the powers, and I get it, but there's just way too much with Jordan. Way too much. It's just, it feels like, it's like that's, I don't know. I just, and by the way, P.S., we're now like 5 or 6 episodes in. Does fucking Clark Kent have a job? Because I can't figure out what it is.
They're tending the farm.
Oh, is he tending the farm? Is that what it is?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe he's in Superman. Maybe he's in Superman 3, just, crushing charcoal briquettes into diamonds and selling those. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I guess he's doing the farm. You might be right. Maybe he's doing the farm.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I just, maybe he is. Just like, but seriously, it's like, I understand that it's like, I think they're okay on money, considering they were 2 big-time reporters at
and
at
probably
the Daily Planet. The money should be
severance pay or their golden parachutes or whatever from the Daily Planet.
Well, but him, yes, but she quit.
Oh, that's right.
She quit. And that's the other thing that's kind of weird, is it's like, okay, maybe I'm missing something. Lois Lane would be like, Lois Lane is up there. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe this is my perspective problem. Lois Lane would be up there in terms of like female journalists, up there with like,
Diane Sawyer or whatever,
yes.
or whatever, like,
yes, exactly.
well-known,
like that,
well-known news
right.
personality, like Katie Couric.
So I'm a little confused where it's like,
now she's working at the Smallville newspaper.
Right, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the part that doesn't make any sense. It's like, if anything, I could understand, okay, building a studio in the house and doing like a live stream and doing your thing there. I mean, granted, I get it. She likes to do investigative reporting and whatnot, which is a little different than some of the others. But to me, I'm just kind of like, you don't have to work at a small paper. You could work like wherever the fuck you want. I mean, it's the part where it's like, big networks should be like, hey, you're available. What's your price? How much? And that's like not even on the table. Again, maybe
because even Clark knows, like, he doesn't want to move to Central City or Gotham City where there's more crime while he's trying to raise his kids.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, like I said, that's the big headache I have is
the kid, right?
Is the kid. The other, and I just feel like, the other thing is I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, I know there's there's all this mystery about, the villain and all this stuff, this villain that they have, and it's like, you're 5 episodes in. Let's fucking get to it already. I mean, seriously, let's get to it
enough of this
already.
Dawson's Creek bullshit, right?
Yeah, well, it's not even a Dawson's Creek stuff. It's like you keep being very secretive about who and what's really going on because you want to make it mysterious, and it's like, all right, fucking let's get to it. Give me a plot point. Get me somewhere here. Mm-hmm. I mean, fucking buy me a vowel. I don't know. No whammies, big bucks. Hmm. I mean, shit. I mean, I'm just.
As a side note, they've signed on Press Your Luck for a 3rd season.
Yeah, I saw
that.
I think
I saw Neil Walsh's post about it.
Oh, and that by the way, the other thing
did you hear, or at least maybe do you know the legendary story of the man who won over $100,000 on Press Your Luck?
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about this in the past. That guy had a horrible life.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was unemployed in an ice cream truck.
Yeah, something like that.
So you're almost about to give up on Superman?
No.
You're gonna see it through the first season?
I think I'll see it through the first season. I'm hoping that they eventually get me somewhere where I'm like, all right, fine. By the way, the other thing that's pissed me off about this is to bring back Superman and Lois means we don't get the rest of Supergirl, and the second half of the Supergirl season isn't until late August.
Better late than never. I mean, we're almost in June already, so it's coming up soon.
I understand. It's just one of those where it's like, come on, can't we? In other words, they're trying to pad it for the fall schedule. They're basically using that to keep the fall, to have that in the fall schedule because that way they don't have to fill a spot.
Not as many people watch TV in the summer, right?
Or the fact that then they don't have to worry about anything until a mid-season replacement.
Right. Do you think the whole streaming thing has killed well, obviously Nielsen ratings don't mean as much as like say like streaming downloads or whatever, right? I mean, when it gets the notoriety, it does. But I mean, like when a big show drops, doesn't matter what time of year it is, people are going to put their eyeballs on their tablets and phones and watch it.
You would think so, but again, we're talking about.
But for terrestrial television, I mean, they still have to rely on Nielsen ratings.
Yeah, but I don't think the Nielsen ratings are nearly as relevant as they once used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, they still kind of go that route. There's still a lot to the Nielsen's and all that, stuff like that. And in fairness, they don't want to spend the kind of money that they spend in the summer months as they could in fairness, they've kind of the major networks have sort of ceded the summer months usually to like the cable networks and whatnot. But it assumes the cable networks have shit going on that's worthwhile, that, is going to get you decent programming. Like, it's funny, I kind of laugh. I mean,
Ivan, do you have
it's been a
something on in the
while.
background?
No, why?
I'm hearing something in the background on one of you guys.
My
Not me.
air conditioner?
I thought I heard music. Okay, never mind.
Sounded like music. Anyway, but it's funny, like, USA usually has some original programming. We haven't seen any original programming from USA in a while. I guess the pandemic's thrown that off. So,
Yep.
the nice part for them is they've got all that WWE programming that they use. So I'm sure that's been helpful. But,
Anything else?
the only other thing would be I'm excited about the fact that, so The Chase is coming back, and they're bringing back the guy from the Game Show Network, the original guy, the guy who's known as the Beast. And that guy is just a badass. And so I'm looking forward to the fact that they are bringing him back to do the American show, because that guy is a lot of fun, and he's fun to watch. And, so I am looking forward to the game show stuff from ABC over the summer, where with Pressure Luck and the Chase and all those things. Those are fun. I'm good with it. So that's all. I think that's the only. And obviously, storytelling stuff and interest, here or there. But eventually, we'll get on some of that stuff. But yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's been kind of slow lately. Things have been kind of slowing down a little bit.
Oh, okay. Ivan, what'd you do last week?
Well, let's see. Besides looking through the internet and checking out, making up apartment schedules. In fact, I got a showing tomorrow at 12 noon. That would be Tuesday, and so we're going to see if this might be a winner. Just looking for a place to go. I had a long talk with Natalie Harrison last night, and of course she's excited about coming here to the States next year. I've pretty much nailed down a date for this Northern Soul Party that I'm putting together as September of 2022. I went ahead and I checked out how much it would be to rent out the Logan Auditorium, which the price was right. It's just a matter now about creating either a GoFundMe page or get contributors who I'll split the money at the door with, if they are willing to go with me on this particular endeavor. And and of course hosting, Natalie Harrison, Jimmy Temple, and Clive Jones is going to be of an undertaking, and trying to look for places for them to stay without having to stay, like hotels and things like that. So I have a few people here in Chicago I'm going to be talking to see if anybody wants to, take in somebody during their time here. They're looking to be here for at least 2 weeks, and trying to work out a situation also with a number of other agencies to get them, more gigs, so that way they can take home more money, after being here. So kind of, working that out, working the apartment out, packing up the archive, and putting things away. Kind of curtailed a lot of my activity at the spinning wheel as of late, as it seems to be going on all over the place on the internet now, since in Britain, in England and such, they've been going back out again and celebrating, and just so the VDJ in some capacity is going to start curtailing now, and it seems that Facebook has really pounded down a lot of people's
music streaming.
They pounded down a lot of the music streaming, and and some of it has gotten very cutthroat, which, okay, again, it's just like what I said before, at Facebook, it's not it's face for face, it's not for music. But a lot of people, including, myself included, still try to rob from the rich to give to the poor. But I've pretty much kind of went back on that in a lot of ways. Been doing a lot more stuff on Twitch. Then also working currently on releasing the archive to SoundCloud. I'm finally releasing all of these tapes to SoundCloud, and I'm going to be starting a campaign in June to start releasing air checks and demos and a new series of tapes that I'm doing now called the Private Moonsoul Music, tape reels, which is basically made up of all the music that I recorded, all the music that I played for Spinning Wheel, for DE058 in Ireland, and a number of other pages that I worked with over the last 15 months, because since Facebook pretty much deleted and muted so much of the material, I mean, pretty much the videos are worthless. So,
well, yeah, you've never meant for Facebook to be a video archive for that kind of stuff, for your kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I figured, okay, I'm going to go ahead and archive it this way. I mean, I pay for the service. I might as well use it and utilize it.
And if you got unlimited space, then I say go for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I pay for the unlimited space, and they take care of it. Curated. I love what happens with it when you go on SoundCloud, where you look at it, you click on it. Everything about it is very attractive to me. And also I'll be upping the ante of Clubhouse, which Jeff, I'm going to see about rendezvousing with you not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. And because since this Sunday, not this Sunday, I mean June 6th, I'm going to be doing the first ever DJ gig in 15 months at a place called Matisse's Salon in Jefferson Park.
Okay.
And, so I'm going to be my first time out there. They're giving us a tent. They're giving us props. They're doing a lot of stuff for us. It's good.
What kind of props?
Yes.
Well, not props, perks. I'm sorry,
like giant foam fingers that saying Ivan's number one?
I wanted rubber chickens.
Those are good props. Great props.
Well, I'm kind of hoping, since it's a salon and everything else, maybe I could finagle a pedicure, yeah. And
so you get you a set of rollers to wear.
Yeah, fix my toes, bitch.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe get a massage too while I'm at it. That'll be kind of cool.
They don't have those kinds of massage though.
Oh, not the ones with the happy endings. I doubt that, but but as far as that, yeah, they're doing a 10-year anniversary. They reached out to me, which was really nice. And then Ophelia Quintana of Save More Liquors on 4060 Milwaukee Avenue is going to open back up. They opened up this weekend, and they were looking for disc jockeys, and she's also getting back with me about playing there. I'm like, well, if you got the money to give away, I'll definitely mind putting some of that money in my pocket. So it's like that'd be good. Also talking with Zesby, and of course John is getting together with me also on Tuesday as well to see what's happening with the old Electric Jungle, and then I'll be able to kind of like start, ramping up this thing that I'm trying to do, which I'm hoping works out to all ends. I mean, the Logan, I keep calling it the arcade, sorry. The Logan Auditorium is such a beautifully built, place. I mean, it was built in 1915, so it's got a very classic aesthetic about it. And for the price that I'm being given to rent it, and if I do good by the door, I'll be able to make a good amount of money off of it, that I'll be able to pay the guys, and I'll be able to make a little money cha-ching in my own pocket at 10%. And, just trying to seriously get this whole thing together. This will probably be the pinnacle of anything I've ever done, because it's the first time I'm ever taking on this endeavor, which I'm both excited and I'm a little scared. I have to be honest with you, because of the non-certainties that are still apparent. So as time goes on, I'm hoping to wrap all of those loose ends up and be able to bring, Natalie Harrison, Jimmy Temple, and Clive Jones, who, which is going to be fantastic. Clive Jones, he's a legend in Northern Soul circles, and Jimmy Temple, well, he's a disciple of the Twisted Wheel, which of course he's the head of the spinning wheel, him and his family, of the Temple Trust. And then Natalie Harrison, it'll be a breakout for not only her music and her talent, but for her gender as well, which is really going to be a real eye-opener in that respect, which I'm looking towards trying to bring that out into the open more into the disc jockey world, because it's tough enough that, women have the worst times trying to get those places and trying to make those monies and trying to compete, alongside the males, because it's been a male dominant, thing for years and years and years and years, and I just want to see if I could even if it's just one, if I could get one out there to really make a difference, to bring everybody else together and out there, that would be nothing short of extraordinary, which I'm very excited about it. And I hope that I really have to be honest with you guys. I hope I can pull this off, so, keep me in your vibes in the hopes that I can actually do this. Cause I really would like this to happen, because this would definitely be the cherry on the cake of my career as far as a person working in music. So, I'm happy about that. Then other than that, just, with Julie, that's an ongoing situation, trying to get the best health decisions made for her, and just to try to give her best life, which that's really, something I'm going to be diving more and more into as time goes on. And, and just the fact that, getting out of these digs and just starting brand new, that's always an adventure when you get a chance to just start over and just be able to do wonderful new things and leave all the old tiresome situations behind you. So I know that's going to do a lot for my mental health.
Change of scenery can be good for you.
Oh yeah. And I'm hoping to do more trips with Julie like we did to Geneva.
Galena.
Galena. That's right.
Galena, Geneva. Let's call it holding off.
Yeah, hey, really. I got some chocolates for you right here.
There you go. So there it is. That's pretty much where I'm at this point in the game. And, in fact, probably after we get done, recording tonight, I'll probably knock out another, private Moonsoul reel, because I'm, shuffling records while we're talking and just rolling right along here, guys. Okay, Mike, what have you done this week?
Not much. Just playing Mass Effect. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition I talked about it just came out last week. And it's fun. It's good. It's replaying Mass Effect 1 is like seeing old friends. I haven't played the game in years. I think it's
You're not putting together the big giant transformer?
I did unbox my Unicron. I haven't transformed it to robot yet. Guys that put it in, take out a planet, and it's like a 16-inch ball. It's a giant ball and has rings on it. Yeah, but I did take it out of the box. I haven't transformed it yet, but it's behind me here, and it's quite large. It's imposing. It looks good on the shelf.
Looks like the size of a basketball.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much a beach ball with a bunch of spikes on it. The Monster Planet. I'm gonna have to build a shelf to display it where I want to display it. I'm gonna have to I'm like, I need more money for lumber now.
Hey guys,
lumber's expensive now. It's like I could use plywood. I'm like, Anyway, so yeah,
if only you had access to a hardware store.
We don't sell lumber. We don't sell very much of it.
What?
We have the Home Depot here in town. We sell a little bit of lumber.
You gotta go somewhere else. Stop.
I've got 2x2s, 1x2s, and 2x4s, and only 2x4 foot sheets of plywood. That's all we have.
You work at a hardware
I work
store.
at a hardware store, but we don't sell lumber because we have a lumber yard across town where the prices are supposed to be lower, but like a $2 2x4 is now $10. No fooling. Cost of lumber's gone up, dudes.
Hardware store.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing Mass Effect. That's awesome. It's fun. I'm almost done with Mass Effect 1. I did get caught up on Bad Batch. Watched episodes 3 and 4 over the weekend. And I think the show has it needs to know who it's catering to. It's not kitty. I mean, like, people are dying on this show. I mean, like, people getting shot. And I don't know if they was doing that in the Clone Wars. I didn't watch much of the Clone Wars. I watched some of Rebels. I know people in Rebels died. But yeah, people are like overtly getting shot and dying, like, in this film and in this TV show. And you've got the kid. I mean, it's the squad of reject clones who are like kind of like a Dirty Dozen kind of badass troop. But then they're watching this kid, and it's like, are we following the same like hardened soldiers catering and taking care of child? I mean, like, the parallel is quite obvious. But Bad Batch is okay. Episode 4 was okay. Episode 3 was kind of to get through, but I'm still watching it. It's entertaining, and it's like they're only half-hour episodes. But episode 4 showed us some more of Fennec Shand, who she was in Mandalorian. And, like, okay, that's a bounty hunter, and that's one we've seen before. Like, we get a lot of new characters, but it's funny how some of these keep coming around that we've seen before. It's a small galaxy after all. But Bad Batch is okay. It's not bad. I'm seeing it for free because I paid for my Disney Plus, so. But I tried to get through Rebels. I couldn't do it. Tried to get through Clone Wars. I'm sticking with Bad Batch because I can watch it and it's new content and that. So yeah, that's all I've been doing. So yeah. Let's see. Do we have any news this week?
Well, I mean, we could start at the top, which is, so I don't know if you caught this or not, but AT&T has, the best way to explain it is, so AT&T came to agreement with Discovery, and Discovery is going to merge with Warner to spin off to become its own entity, and AT&T is going to have a stake in it, but essentially it's going to be its own animal now. And it's going to it's merging with Discovery. Which supposedly all the Hollywood people are loving. I hate to tell you what my reaction is. Which is, does that mean I'm going to have to pay $15 a month now for HBO Max? Because maybe that means I don't get free HBO Max as part of my deal anymore. If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah, they might split that and make it
if they do that, I got news for you. If they do that, I don't know that I'm paid $15 a month.
Are there other HBO streaming services or just HBO Max? Because I know there are HBO channels, but I mean, are there separate HBO streaming services other than HBO Max?
I don't know what. I know there's I think there might be HBO Go. I'm not positive of that. So
right, because like, does HBO Max have like all the big HBO franchises like Game of Thrones and Sopranos and whatnot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, then I'd presume that there's
not only that, HBO Max has pretty much all of those movies, all the animated DC movies that you can imagine as well. So I mean. Not to mention they're starting to make their own content too. So, it's just a matter of, we'll see. I'm curious to see. Like I said, the biggest thing to me that I'm curious about is, all right, will they continue to allow AT&T subscribers to get HBO Max for free, which would be interesting. I'd be curious to see if that's going to stay that way.
Yeah.
I know that the Hollywood folks are really happy about it, and I guess in theory they should be because, they're going to allow Warner Brothers and DC Comics and those guys to do a lot more and give them more flexibility. Although one of the things I think it's interesting is I'm curious with this new deal if they're going to continue to go the route that they've been going, which is Hollywood was not happy about the whole idea of we're going to release the movies the same day
as streaming,
as streaming. So I'm curious if that's, that might change some, because honestly, I kind of laugh. If I had to pay for HBO Max, other than them bringing the movies direct like that, I don't know. I haven't seen enough value otherwise. I mean, I guess I get all the HBO stuff, so maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I hope not. I could spin this the other way and say people are hopeful and optimistic about what that means for Warner Brothers in terms of product. What that means for us is, maybe that means, because they do have a publishing arm, maybe that makes DC Comics a little safer, a little bit more secure. Maybe it means who knows what it could possibly mean in terms of, what DC is allowed to do in terms of their properties. So there's that. That's one thing. The only other thing I can think, what am I talking about? We'll get to that in a second. But, the only other interesting thing was that I caught, and I'm sure there's other things, but this is the one I caught, which is, so Black Lightning is finishing up this weekend. I have not been watching it. It's on my DVR.
But the show's ending?
Yeah, the show's ending. So they had a spin-off that they did a spin-off pilot for one of the characters called Painkiller. And once again, CW has not picked up a backdoor pilot show for purposes for the CW verse. The last time was the Green Arrow and the Canary show that was set in the futures of the CW verse. They decided not to pick that up. Now they're not picking up this Painkiller show either. So it'll be interesting in that regard that, I haven't heard anything about, I think they're talking about picking some newer shows like that Wonder Girl show, and they're talking about some other new DC Universe character that they're talking about. But, I still laugh because Batgirl's renewed for season 3 and those ratings are horrible.
Horrible.
Batwoman. And those ratings are horrible.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you could possibly keep that on air, but okay. But yeah, so there's that. The only other thing I can mention is, I don't know if you saw this today, Mike. There was an Eternals trailer that dropped.
I haven't watched it yet. Because I honestly don't care enough yet. I'll watch it.
You know what? So I did see it.
Okay. What'd you think?
Intrigued enough to not be I don't care anymore. Intrigued enough to be curious enough to go, okay, this could be interesting. Most interesting thing is it's clearly set after Endgame. Because I can't spoil this, which is
it's in the trailer. Go ahead and spoil it.
Yeah, it's in the trailer. They're at a table in what apparently is somebody's human kid's house, a house where there's a human kid who says to them, "Who's going to be the new leader of the Avengers now that Iron Man and Captain America are gone?" So it's interesting timing. It'll be interesting to see where that fits in versus what we just saw with Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we do have a Captain America, actually.
Yeah, so we kind of do have a Captain America.
Yeah, we kind of do have a Captain America now.
But in fairness...
Maybe this takes place before Falcon Winter Soldier.
Well, keep in mind, too, this movie was supposed to come out last year.
Yeah, it was pushed forward due to the Rona.
So it's possible that the timelines don't exactly fit.
They don't line up yet. Might have just,
But they don't, honestly, they give you an idea that they may be part of the backbone of back in the day Marvel Universe, but they don't, how do I say, they aren't giving much away. It's pretty. It looks interesting. Is there enough intrigue enough to make me sit there and go, all right, let's see what future trailers bring. Maybe I might consider it. I mean, it's certainly a little bit more interesting to me than Shang-Chi.
Yeah, true that.
But we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, we're getting Shang-Chi, the Eternals, and Spider-Man this year.
Yeah, and technically the Venom film.
And Venom, gonna get him, but a denim.
Yeah, yum yum.
Speaking of Captain America, I posted the link to People Magazine on the Squares Roundtable page, but we got a still of Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
I would see him as that, because, he's a good actor.
Yeah,
and living or growing in those days, and the actress who looks like she's playing Pamela Anderson, she looks she looks a dead ringer for her. So I'd see that. What's the name of this film that's coming? Pam and Tommy.
Film?
Yeah, Pam and Tommy.
Is it a film or is it going to a streaming service?
It's an upcoming series. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think the problem is that's a Hulu show. I have a feeling.
Yeah, Hulu. Yeah, it is Hulu series. Yeah.
Just like it's funny that I don't know if you saw the trailers. I guess that MODOK show where Patton Oswalt dropped.
I have access to Hulu, but because we have Comcast here, so and one of my I forget, it's either my sister's account or ours. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, MODOK is like looks like Adult Swim kind of material. It's like,
that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't all that thrilled with the trailer that I saw the other day. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, it looks like Adult Swim, but with more money. So.
Yeah, and not good Adult Swim either.
Adult Swim is an acquired taste. I got to be in the mood for Robot Chicken.
I haven't watched that stuff in ages.
Stop motion with action figures.
I haven't watched Robot Chicken in ages.
Yeah. Some of the Star Wars ones, sometimes I'll fall down a YouTube rabbit hole and I'll watch some Star Wars Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm the best bounty hunter ever. Some of that's goofy shit, I got to be in the mood for.
Yeah,
but MODOK, I'm not interested. I'll see it eventually, maybe. I don't know.
I think the last time I watched Adult Swim regularly was when Aqua Teen Hunger Force was a regular thing.
I think aren't they still making that, or one of the actors died?
So.
I think I don't know. Anyway, what was the Adult Swim? Yeah, Robot Chicken used to be a mainstay. When I think Adult Swim was also running reruns of King of the Hill, I'd watch those sometimes.
Futurama,
of course. Yeah.
I used to like Toonami every now and again.
I don't watch anime anymore. I kind of got out of anime.
Yeah, you did. Long time.
Yeah.
Harvey Birdman, I know.
Harvey Birdman, Eternity at Law. Oh, yeah, there were some good ones in that.
And then C-Lab 2020.
That was always funny.
No, that's funny because that we're at 2020. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, Venture Brothers kind of an acquired.
Yeah, I know our buddy Matt. He's a big fan of Venture Brothers. That's coming back now.
There's Squidbillies.
I couldn't watch Squidbillies.
Yeah, no.
No, I heard one of those guys is arrested now. He's in jail, or he's dead.
Maybe. Oh, scratch this one off the list. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I gotta be honest. Other than those, I haven't really paid enough attention this week to anything else of note or consequence. So
yes,
might be missing a few things
with AT&T. That's a big deal. Hopefully.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, who knows what that means in terms of the direction for the comics, the TV shows, the movies, all that stuff. Who knows? Who knows what the direction is for shit.
Throwing DC into further turmoil.
It's interesting. It's interesting because, they have a plan and that's great. And now they have a merger. They got to keep the plan, if you understand what I mean. So
the plan changes from week to week at DC as far as.
Well, and now it's really going to change because you got it sounds like the guy who runs the Discovery Group is going to be the person who's going to be CEO. And you can imagine that they probably have thoughts on what the future of, what they want to do with that property. And I'm sure they're looking at it going, hey, that's our, looking at Marvel, looking at that, looking at Marvel, looking at that, and sitting there and saying to themselves, hey, we got ideas and thoughts, or, we'll see. We'll see. I can't answer that. So.
Well, I don't know. Do we have anything else? Anything else further to add this week?
I don't know. I haven't got any more movies from 2000 that he actually was thinking was 80s movies.
Okay. All right. Like I said,
at the beginning of the show, you mentioned you were watching a bunch of cable. So, you were watching a bunch of cable this week, huh?
Well, this television actually comes over my free antenna.
Okay.
Along with a number of other shows. I mean, because what I do is I refresh my smart TV once every few months, and then I end up getting new channels coming in. So it's kind of cool, actually.
All right.
Not having to pay for any of that.
All right. Guess it's like I don't watch very much cable TV.
Well, I don't watch very much, television in general, but at the same time, it's my television viewing is very much dated, unless I just pull the trigger, which I'll probably do that at the new house. Probably pull the trigger and actually get some actual cable in there, and I'll be able to come up to speed on some of our conversations.
No, I mean, if you want to, it's like I said, neither of us watch, me at least, we don't watch much television. But there's a lot of streaming services and a lot of free content, especially like you said on your antenna. You get the local channels, obviously, and
there is one more thing I wanted to mention.
Oh, okay.
There is one more thing. So I found out, man. So on top of the fact that Gen Con has decided to go live and in person, apparently Gen Con. In the middle of Gen Con is Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar.
What weekend is Gen Con now? This year?
I think it's like the 16th through the 19th. I'd have to look it up.
It's still in August?
The short of it is
September.
Okay,
September? Gen Con. Yeah, Gen Con used to be in August every year.
Well, right. They moved it because of the pandemic.
Right,
so
they moved it to September, but it's the Jewish Holy Week.
Yep, it's the Jewish holiday. The holiest day.
That seems very disregarding.
Well, they put out a statement of, and this is always my favorite, we didn't realize the dates. And, let me tell you something. You'd know if it was Christmas or Easter. I always laugh about that stuff.
Well, yeah, because it hardly seems fair to me. Okay, here we got, Jewish Heritage Month this month. And you have all of the stuff that's going on within the framework of this month, and you can't tell me that you didn't do your research when you chose the
research.
dates.
You go, you check your $5 candle there you got at Walmart, and it says Yom Kippur right there on the calendar.
I know this. So
Google that shit. That meme, yeah.
Yeah, which is bullshit because you know what? Come on. Just like you said, Mike, it's, you buy a $5 calendar, you go fucking Google it or whatever, and you mean to tell me you did take the time out to include that? We're trying to be all-inclusive here, but yet we're still not being all-inclusive here.
Well, I could take this a bunch of directions, but...
Well, yeah, I know.
The one thing I think is... Go ahead.
I mean, I know you could take this to a bunch of directions. That's why it fucking makes me mad. Because... it's just, I just feel it's a total disregard.
Well, the part that I kind of laugh about is, here's the thing, they at least put out a statement where they acknowledge and apologize and they're sorry about it. And then the part that makes me laugh, right, the part that makes me laugh is that they're trying to find ways to move forward. And one of the things that they're talking about is they're reaching out to the local community about the possibility of people who want to go to synagogues being able to get to synagogues. Here's the part I laugh about with this.
What's that?
Which is, now it's been 25 years since I've lived down in Indy. The last I checked,
there aren't too many synagogues in Indianapolis.
There ain't no shit. Well, not only that. Let's not. Well, okay. Well, beyond that, there ain't any downtown. There certainly aren't any downtown. I don't know how. I don't know unless they're planning on covering people's costs for rides to go there and back.
Because I know
that's not cheap. I mean, I'm trying to think of where there's one.
It's an option, but it's not a cheap option. And is this an actual option they're going to go?
And here's the thing. Okay, here's the other thing.
Uber
in the middle of Gen Con, I'm sure that doesn't cost a small fortune. Not at all.
Right now, Uber. I mean, I saw this on the internet where one guy asked to have a 4 mile ride, and they charged him $49. Why? Because it was under the guise of, well, it's heavier than usual timings. But I don't remember Uber being this expensive for the heaviest times of the day. I mean, really now? For 4 miles, $49? Fuck you. Okay.
Well, but here's the thing: you're adding 60,000 people to a city that weekend per day, and I understand that the population that might need to go do this, but the amount of people using Uber and Lyft or services like that is going to go up. Goes up exponentially, and in fairness, that's the audience that is most likely to use Uber and Lyft versus the normal people who live in Indianapolis whose reaction is, dude, I got a car.
Right.
And trust me when I say their normal reaction in Indianapolis is, dude, I got a car. Okay? I mean, we used to joke back in the day in the mid-90s is if you really want to commit a crime in Indianapolis, tell them you took, after you robbed the bank, take public transportation. No one will ever find you.
Here's the other thing that's going to be happening. Okay, the anime convention chose the
which one
to start up.
What? I'm sorry. Say again, Ivan. We lost you.
I said that the anime convention is
which
scheduled
one?
during just.
Is it Anime Midwest or is it ASIN or what is it?
Anime Midwest is going to be happening during the 4th of July weekend.
No, at least it's during the summer when people are out of school.
Oh yeah, 2 to 4, but then
But it's the 4th of July weekend.
It's the 4th of July weekend, so how are they going to get these numbers when you got people that are ravenous to be back out there in the wide open air? You think they're going to bother? Want you to be indoors for an anime convention?
And July 4th,
they will.
July 4th is on a Sunday this year.
They will. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah. So that just seems odd to me.
I'm more nervous at this point about, are they really going to be able to keep the, to keep the numbers where people are where they're doing the right thing? Because I don't know.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a crapshoot no matter how you slice it there, Jeff. And the fact that everybody's in a hurry to get out because they're all out of their minds with cabin fever, and then, of course, the usual suspects of reasons why people want to just still be out and not wear masks and do all this other stuff. I'm a little nervous to be out there, but I'm going to be, I'm going to be in a place where I know how many people are going to be there. It's a set amount of numbers. I'm going to be in a parking lot underneath a tent, so I'm going to be, in a good arm's length of everybody.
Well, it's interesting because, at least that's in Chicago, or at least in Illinois, and I feel like the rules here are going to be stricter than some of the things I'm seeing. Like my understanding is there's in a 4-week period, you're getting Origins, Gen Con, and Dragon Con. Well, I'll tell you right now, Gen Con is in Indiana. Trust me when I tell you, they'd love to have it where they don't have to worry about masks ever again in Indiana, because that's just how they roll.
Right.
Ohio is kind of in between on that kind of stuff. Depends on what part of Ohio, depends on what part of Ohio you're in and what's going on and what the thought process is. Dragon Con is in Georgia. Those people opened up months ago.
I thought isn't Dragon Con is in Georgia? I thought it was in Florida.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Or maybe I'm thinking of another one. That's in the big one in Florida.
Right, Jeff. Yeah, I think I read that somewhere.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's all the places where conveniently, I'm sure mask wearing is not going to be needed, or that things are going to be a lot more lax.
Or if you'll need proof of vaccination to get in.
Oh, in two of those states, I don't see it.
Yeah.
No, I know. Okay,
I'm not in Florida.
In the Anime Midwest, they are requiring that you bring your CDC card with you.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, the state of Indiana will not care about that shit.
Oh, no.
The state of Georgia, where Dragon Con is, they won't care about that shit either.
Yeah.
But the only one that might is Origins, because that's in Ohio, and that can be iffy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So honestly, conventions in the Chicago area I might consider. Conventions in some of the places I'm hearing them, no. So anyway, that's all I had. What else? I guess we're kind of done anyway. But,
I guess we're done. We can. I guess. Ivan, what are you doing this week? You just streaming it all on your Twitch?
Let me see. I know that on Friday I'll be doing the Motown Train, and I will be on Twitch for the Motown Train for the Spinning Wheel.
All right.
So go to the Spinning Wheel page. I'll have the link there. I'll also put the link on Facebook. Just touch the link, and it'll transport you over to my page. Very easy to do. And let's see. Other than that, no, just from what I mentioned earlier in the show is pretty much in my itinerary of things I'm going to be doing this week. But yeah, that's probably the one major streamage that I'll be doing, unless I decide to get rambunctious and then just do a rando on Facebook if I feel moved to do it. But other than that, that's about it for me.
Okay. Jeff, you doing any online gaming or anything?
Yeah, actually I am. I am gaming over the weekend a little bit. And then Sunday Night Stories is going to happen on Memorial Day weekend evening on Sunday night at 9:30 Central Time, as it often does. So that will be a part of things over the weekend. And otherwise, I don't know. I'm doing the Alex and Jose show in the mornings at 6 a.m. Good Lord.
Is that on Clubhouse?
That's on Clubhouse as well. Every so often, now this morning I didn't make it. This morning I overslept. But this morning it's not. Hey, I figured out a long time ago. It's not going to be every morning at 6 a.m. I can't do it. No way. No fucking how. I mean, as it is. I mean, the only thing that's great about Clubhouse with that is 6 a.m. You can take a wild guess that I have not left bed when I'm having those conversations. Like, literally, it's like, yeah, I'm sitting here in bed under the covers, just basically. Talking to you guys about public speaking. Yeah, talking about public speaking or speaking. I'm not going to tell anybody that because they don't need that visual, but I can tell you that you guys can have a good laugh. So yeah, that's all I got coming up this week, I think.
I have got a game night this weekend. I don't know where we're playing yet, because that's good. I got friends who buy games, so I let them buy the games. So yeah, I guess that'll do. Episode 149. We're on Instagram and Twitter at SOTRT Podcast. We're on YouTube. You can download the show. You're on the usual podcast hosting platforms: Apple, Google, Spotify, Anchor.fm/SOTRT. Other ones like Overcast and Breaker as well. We're on Facebook, and that's where I think we're the most prevalent, most useful there. Follow our Squares Roundtable Facebook page and our other show later in the week, News of the Squared. Ivan's on twitch.tv at Java and Ivan. Jeff is on Clubhouse, Instagram, Twitter, Dynamite Productions.
Yeah.
And send us an email, sotrtpodcast at gmail.com.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us here at the Squares of the Round Table. It's always a pleasure having you join us for our mischievousness and all matter of fun and frolic and friendship. We hope that you'll catch up with us next time for 150. So until next time, everybody, take care. Have a great week. Peace out.
Toga! Toga!